Welcome to today's episode. We have a really exciting guest, Vishwa Karthik. He's the CEO of a couple different companies that utilize AI as a key to their business development. And for those just joining the podcast, we at Strativa AI help businesses scale their revenue over 12 months using AI. So if you want to learn how to take your business to the next level, make sure to stick around for future episodes. And if you're interested in a free growth consultation, just drop the word growth into the DMs. So Vishwa, can you tell us a bit about yourself? What's your role at your company or companies and how you got started in your field?
Oh, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to you, Mark, today. Look forward to the conversation and thanks for having me.
Indeed.
Thank you. So I've been in the space of data for the past, I want to say close to about 27 years now.
No kidding.
So it has evolved to say the least.
Right.
And having been in the tech space, this is my third entrepreneurial journey. The second one involving data-related companies. The first one was related to healthcare and data, where we help transform people and their care plan and helping the hospitals and health systems improve their care and the patient safety and other aspects to healthcare. So post-COVID, and as the data was improving, one of the key papers that we wrote, we have about 14 papers to our credit in the health forum. So one of the key things that we noticed was that data was going to change the way with AI. One of the areas that we worked on was what's called as capacity management in a hospital ER, right?
And what is that? Is that just how many people are in the beds?
Yeah, it's the ability for you to be able to find out how many people are going to come into the hospital and you predicting how you need to staff up and down and how the rest of the remaining beds and the patients have got to flow through the hospital emergency room so that you're not choking up the traffic too much more so that the people coming through the emergency department are reduced. So that was the problem statement, right?
Okay.
So what we had to do was to clearly write interesting algorithms to help move what's called as the patient flow and the capacity planning for a hospital. The key aspect to it was not just the process related to it, right? Because it's related to people and patients, it's a completely different ballgame than just having a manufacturing unit or a digital twin of a manufacturing. Because people are different. You have diabetes, I have diabetes, your diabetes could be very different than my diabetes. It's not the same as a defective product requiring certain kind of a
yeah, absolutely not.
So the complexity increases. So what we wanted to find out was how is it that the people need to move through this channel and how they make the decisions along the way is a very important factor on who to staff where.
Sure.
And how to staff them right so that you are in a position to move them through. Right. So as we were doing this project, I want to say in 2016, it's when I realized AI is going to change the game. And just as I suspected, 93 million jobs are going to be lost over the next 3 years.
You're talking about now over the next 3?
Correct. Which will be because of AI improving a lot of process related stuff. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. 164 million new jobs will be created.
How interesting. And how did you come up with these two numbers?
This is the World Economic Forum.
Is it?
News and reports, yeah.
So
given that, so what do we do about the 96 million? Can they be repurposed to the 164? The answer is a no, without reskilling and upskilling.
Sure.
So what we wanted to do was we built an entire AI patent and a platform on how to assess human skills, not just I'm a truck driver, so I know to drive a truck. That is just what they do for a living. Their skills are way beyond just driving a truck, right? It's about time management. It's about adaptability. It's about having the capability to manage a tough, critical situation. It's their capability to problem solve when there is a traffic which is backed up by 3 days and if you're carrying a cargo, right? And all of these different problem solving skills and capabilities come into the picture, but they represent themselves as I'm a truck driver, which is
Yeah.
not the case, right?
Right.
You can write a software to do truck driving, right? You can write like Tesla's come up with an autonomous driver, right?
Right.
You can rewrite that job, but you can't take away the foundational skills of people, which are transferable, right? So the piece that we worked on was over the last 3, 4 years is we've got the patent already granted by the US government, right? Which is how do we assess the skills of people by just them playing a game? So we give them
Hmm.
quizzes and we understand 84 different skills that the humans have.
And now this is for any industry.
Any industry, it doesn't matter
Interesting.
what you do, right? If you're in sales, you can send it to all the sales team members and say, hey, I'd love to understand where your skills are and what I need to. So much like your desk and all of these other profiles
Right. Uh-huh.
that you run today, that's a very generic number, right? Now this is personalized because it's data science at scale. This is you're giving all of that information and answers in a test setting. We are saying there's no need for a test. If you put anybody in a test, they are trying to ace it. What
Right.
we did was we are trying to figure out a way to get consistency in patterns. Good example in behavioral economics is, let's say, for example, you have $100. Your portfolio changed $2,000 yesterday, and you took $100 to go play blackjack at Vegas. You won another $100. What are you going to do, right? If your portfolio changed positively, you're feeling lucky and you might play for $200. If your portfolio changed positively, you might still say, like, I want to take $50 off the table and play with $50, right? $100 off the table. Whatever you want to do, you are going to do according to what dictates. But you are not the same person if you had lost $3,000 the day before.
Right. Indeed. Yeah.
Context changes. Context changes everything, right?
Yeah.
So, how do we understand the people on a continuum better and help give them a personalized growth strategy? That's what we have done using AI. That's what Maya is all built to do and helps understand the people better so that every organization is going through, do I have the right people for the next stage of the business? What kind of people do I need to skill up and how do I skill them up? What should I skill them up for? All of this is one side of the continuum about upskilling, reskilling people to make them useful. Second piece of the business is, can I do a digital twin of a Mark who can be the best salesperson for me?
Right. The digital twin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can take Mark and say, there's a 1 in 117 trillion chance that I'm going to find the exact match for Mark. So that's just math, right? It's never going to happen, given all of the different things. So given that, our only idea is to find out in clusters how many of them actually trend and tend towards Mark as a factor. And then say these are all the people who can actually learn from Mark and use them to help grow them in the right direction. That's kind of how what we built. That's what Maya is, and that's how we call ourselves the company AI for the good is kind of what we call ourselves right now.
Fantastic. And so is this stuff that you've deployed already?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And how's it going?
It's going good. So we just went into the market early this year with an upskill, reskill strategy. So it took like about 3.5, 4 years of work for us to get to where we are today. The good news is we got to where we are. Now, what it has given is a large number of colleges, universities. They're all
Hmm.
also in a hurry. The reason why they are worried about is the skills required in the industry have changed significantly. Their teaching and their program have got to catch up to the skills required to where they need to. So foundational skills, what is it? Many of them not getting hired, not because they don't have the technical skills. It is because they don't have the required people skills. So they want to be able to find out what kind of foundational skills are required to be taught to students so that they can be repurposed where they need to be repurposed to, right? And similarly, we are working with large number of healthcare institutions and others to help them understand what they really do and how to actually help them grow. their organization better.
And how did you determine those sectors?
Great question. Great question. So usually people do lip service to saying that people are my biggest asset. They
Sure.
always say that, but they don't mean that, except in sectors where their people are the revenue spinners. Good example is the people are the revenue spinners in consulting world, in a staffing world, where the asset you're selling or the product you're selling is your people itself. And
Right.
the skills of the people. Healthcare is another one. That's the reason why we started out with the tech, healthcare, consulting, staffing, and the healthcare sectors, because it's a revenue play as opposed to it's being an expense play.
Right. And so what have you done to be able to make those connections and get into those sort of positions?
So we have been working diligently over the last, I want to say, year and a half, building a good list of what we need to do. So which brings us to what AI do we use to make our AI sell, right? So
Right.
we have worked out a way by which we work with LinkedIn automation services, right? Where we have got avatars that we have given our agents go out and build conversations with the right kind of target audience from an ICP standpoint on LinkedIn and bring back on an average about 10 to 15 meetings a week, right? Which are an ACV of about $15,000 to $20,000 ACV a month. ACV. So 15 to 20 meetings at the conversion rate of about 15 to 20% and a trial ratio of about 50 to 60% is something that I can live with, because
Yeah.
that's kind of what we are doing right now.
Yeah. And certainly at that scale and, I'd say enterprise level too. Yeah.
We are not going after the large enterprises, because the large enterprises, like they say, build, buy versus expand. Most of the large enterprises are mostly thinking about expand. So it's very hard for them to replace an existing one. So we are not suggesting that they replace. We even have a white label with which we can, but interests of the consulting partner, the system integration partner for all of these firms, and ours may not be well aligned yet, because I don't have the brand name yet to be able to say like, hey, you can charge a premium for this yet, right? Given that it is more of a build and a buy strategy that we are working with than an expand strategy right now.
I see. And so with these, they're essentially AI SDRs that you have on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I have AI SDR agents, right?
Yeah. And so you've
Only
built
for
them like
LinkedIn.
underneath your company's page?
Mine and my company's page.
Yeah. And then, so do they interact as though they're you or as they're an agent?
So I have it deployed for 4 other salespeople as well.
Yeah.
So we have built this agent so that this can go out as everybody else. I have a talk track and it learns from out of our own product itself. So effectively, it can answer all the objections
Yeah, it's totally
and
trained.
fully trained to where it is needed to.
Right. And is it all text-based or is any of it like with voice notes or anything?
We can do voice notes, but we don't do much. We do just predominantly text, because voice notes tend to or have an interesting way of getting a response or not, right? But these days, we try to do text, but I have an asset library which we have created where we have a lot of assets which are video assets or which are what do you call it, infographics and others. So
Uh-huh.
depending on what the questions they ask, it uses it from out of our asset library to fill the gap
Sure.
instead of
Like
just.
that's the knowledge base you've trained on, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, wow, that's super exciting. That's really,
But
really, really exciting.
that's not our core business. Our core business is around selling Maya, which is about. So this is just
Yeah, Miramar. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on your LinkedIn actually, and I wanted to ask about that. So, yeah, please speak about that.
yeah, Maya is the one product that I was telling you about what we do, which is how we help people understand more about their strengths and put that together to get to where it is. That's the product that I was talking to you about earlier.
Got it. Okay. And is that used more for like just an end user, or are companies using that for their staffs?
We are targeting only companies using it for their staffs for now, initially,
Yeah.
but we also give it away to students and others so it is either a supply or a demand problem. Right now, the demand is where we are trying to sell into, right? And the supply side, we are trying to build it up as we grow further. So think of it like a marketplace where you could go and get anybody to sign up and do.
Okay. And yeah, like how big is your team?
So we have a pretty spread out team across the globe. Um, so we have about 13 people in the United States. Um, and this is where our data sciences, our entire R&D works out of here, right? All of the logic and the entire algorithm, everything is built here.
Mm-hmm.
Our data engineering team sits in India, and I got go-to-market teams, which is spread across the Middle East, India, and the US.
Oh, fantastic. It's quite an amazing business model that you've put together. It seems like for a long time now, really just coming around to fruition now over the past 2 years.
No, over the last like 9 months to a year, I want to say, yeah.
Oh, that recent. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And what would you say are some opportunities that you could also go into, like other sectors, or like what industries are currently underutilizing AI that you might be able to help with?
I certainly feel more so wherever there is a people sector, right? For example, sales teams, much like yourself or your team, right?
Yeah.
So uh, traditionally, I'll give you an example, right? We have always, what have we covered in a good sales team or a salesperson is their perseverance and their ability to prospect, right? And
Yeah,
their
it's one part
ability
for
to
sure.
dig. That is the absolute thing that we used to say, hey, we want more hunters, not farmers, right? We used to say that we like more hunters than farmers, or how simplistically, that's how people used to look at the world.
Right.
But with the advent of AI, the nurturing piece of hunting and the nurturing piece of farming has become an important component, because now it is not about the white space that you can actually get at the top of the funnel that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm looking for slightly below the top of the funnel is where the nurturing. So if you look at me, I have like a lot of leads in my pipeline, which I have absolutely not nurtured.
Mm.
Right? So it requires and it is not that any machine or an AI could nurture them as well as a human being, right? We can try.
Certainly, certainly. And
Right.
they're still very viable candidates.
Correct. So they're still viable candidates, which we will have to learn a lot more over a period of time to get them to nurture. So those are all things that I believe are great places where this market I want to go after, right? And what I do not believe is I don't think I have the answers for everything, right? So what I'm really looking forward to are people like large firms, much like yours and others, right, who can white label my entire product. It
Mm.
becomes part of your arsenal, right? Then it becomes the value added component that you could go and could think about it this way, right? As a salesperson, if you're defining an ICP, right? From an ICP, if you can say, hey, you get on the program, one of the key things that we are trying to do is in the fintech industry.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Key area where they are really focusing on is who do I make a loan to? A lot of dry powder, right? But they want to give a loan to the right kind of a person. With impending job losses coming for a lot of different people, is FICO score enough for me to tell who's going to have a job 2 years from now or a year from now?
Mm.
right? So we are applying that same kind of a logic to see, hey, can you kind of project and tell what's the risk score that you could potentially be dealing with
By pulling in other factors.
by pulling in other factors, by
Right.
incorporating the white label portion of Maya into your loan origination process. Incorporating the same kind of a thing into, let's say, for example, you're a customer on HubSpot and you have a HubSpot contact and you say, hey, I'd love to learn more about you. These are the 4 things. Are you the best CIO or whatever it is? We'd love to see what your growth path is going to be. Would you mind sharing this information with us, right? Understand more about your contact.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those things when we used to sell disc on LinkedIn?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And prayed that everybody did their disc and
Right. Yeah. Take the time to fill it out.
We just wanted to take the time to take away the time and give them a way to actually play with this.
Yeah.
And then understand the people better so that you can actually package, hey, this is who you need to sell to as to why.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And have you set up the white label portion already, or is that something in the works?
Set up. It's all completely set up. So now somebody like you, if you want a white label, it takes 2 days for us to turn on a white label for you. And you will be just running as if you had Maya built all the way through.
Wow, interesting. For the audience, I don't know if you're willing to share here or have them go offline with you, but if you care to share about pricing right now,
Pricing is super easy. So white labels start at $7,000 one-time fee, right? After that, normally if you're a Maya customer, for every user licenses, it's like a latte a month or too late tomorrow is kind of our
yeah,
motto,
yeah,
right? So the
classic.
idea is it's it's $5 per user per month is kind of what our approach is for the employees and others within the organization.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's great. I
Yeah.
see. So
So
yeah, you're driving it mostly by the platform, and then you're spreading the wealth by keeping the expenses down, if you will.
correct. And then somebody like you, if you were to white label with us, you would take the white label and give us a one-time fee of 7K and we'll put the whole thing up for you. As soon as you are ready with it, our ask is $2 per month from you. You can charge whatever you want, kind of value that you provide, right? Good example is coaching industry. Many coaches would want to use this to help score and see where they're making progress with their mentees, right? Or the various people who they're training them on. And what do they get in return is they get continuous supply of information to get them to go where they need to go and drive their progress and showcase their progress back to them in their own brand, with their own IP, with their own way of saying what is right for them. Same thing is applicable for everybody.
And so does it work both at the beginning of the funnel, as you were talking about before, where it's going out and in essence searching for the ICP, as well as once said ICP is found or someone similar, and maybe they're in the individual's CRM environment, can it also crawl through that and then make the appropriate reach outs with those candidates as well?
The ones which are there in your CRM do not have the required, I want to say, attributions that we are looking for yet. So what we can do is to take that list from you. And if, say, for example, there is X number of people that you want to bring in as your ideal customers in the past, from the past, we actually give you a way to reach out back to your customers. You can you can write that nice email to say, hey, we have worked together in the past. Well, we have given you this kind of a value. You have been awesome at helping us get here. Would love to see more of what you can do. This is kind of what we're coming out with. Would you be willing to share your profile with us so that we can help other people with the right kind of skills to get to where they need to? Let's say this is your messaging to your existing customers and they're willing to share that with you. Now they work as the baseline of who Mark has been successful with. It doesn't matter they were the most successful somewhere else. This is where you have been the most successful at, right?
Sure, sure.
Now you can use that as a baseline and say, anybody coming in to your second part of the question, can I do that at the top of the funnel? Now that I've created the avatar of the ideal customer profiles who are the best buyers of Mark's program related to uh, say,
XYZ.
yeah, whatever, right? Whatever it is.
Right.
Now you can say, hey, please come in and show me your profile, right? If you're willing to share, we'd be willing to give you X amount of money for you to be able to share your profile with us, and we'll match you up with certain people. And if we do, whatever the model is that you've built, right? If they share their profile with you, you can match them and say, hey, these are the 15 products which are right for them. These are the 3 products which are not right for them. These are the 7 products which are right for them. You can, because you got the avatars for all of those ACPs. You can effectively say, now do not ever try to give them something that they want. This is like going to the wrong.
Wait, say that again. Do not give them something they want.
They won't buy, right? So for example, if say I will never ever buy certain products from you, then in your ICP, I might fit your criteria of, 45 to 50-year-old, all of these criteria I might fit, right? But
Yeah.
let's say I'm vegetarian, you're trying to sell me beefsteaks. There's no way it's going to work,
Oh, I got you now. Yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Very
So,
interesting.
yeah.
And yeah, real quick before we move off of that, what's the website for everyone
the
listening?
website is www.mayamaya.us.
Fantastic. And we'll be sure to include that in the show notes as well.
Thank you.
By all means. So, Visha, what cultural or organizational barriers have you encountered when introducing these AI solutions, and how have you addressed them?
Great question. 2 things, right, always stand out. Do nothing, right? They just feel they are immune to this problem and it's somebody else's problem.
Yeah, they're like the ostrich with their head in the sand.
Head in the sand kind of an approach. Do
Yeah.
nothing is the biggest problem. And more so, there's this, I don't know if you've read psychology books, there's something called as hot hand syndrome, right?
Hot hand. I have not heard that one. No, what's that?
Basketball terminology. So what they do is
Oh,
just
I'm a
because I
hockey guy.
scored, oh, gotcha. So just because I scored 7 baskets, people automatically will bet that the 8th basket is going to go in, right? A lot of technology people who have been successful over the last 20 to 30 years have no idea that AI is going to be a complete leveler of talent, and it's going to take away more white collar jobs than you can ever even think of in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
It's very strange. They are the ones who are actually resisting the most amount of change. And what's really interesting is people who are not open to and have the idea of AI and are using AI in some capacity, like the Siris of the world or the Alexas of the world,
Yeah.
they are the ones who are actually more amenable to change, which is actually the good thing. So, which tells us I don't need a programmer anymore. All I need is somebody who knows how to do the problem solving and critical thinking, because my GPT does programming for me anymore. It does 80% of the jobs. All I need to do is just pay for that 20% somewhere else and get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that is the biggest resistance to change from a barrier standpoint, right? The second bigger change is, one was do nothing. Second biggest change is acceptance of something better than nothing, which is another barrier is because it's a machine, it's expected to be 100% accurate. I used to be in surgery equipment before, right? I'll
Uh-huh.
tell you the interesting thing. The doctors who do bariatric surgery in the US,
Yeah.
their success rate is only 82%, which is not bad at all, which is very good. Don't get me wrong, 82% of the
Sounds scary though.
it's 82%.
That's 18%, like not
82,
good.
82, not 18, 80, 82, 82%. So 18% will not have it as successful with some complications that will be there, right? Doesn't mean they all die. It's just that there will be some complications and infections for 18% of the people.
Sure.
A robotic surgery, which just puts a pin through your rib and goes and gets that same job done for you, is 98% successful
Yeah.
with complication rates less than 1%.
Yeah.
But people don't adapt to it. They'd rather go to that surgeon who might be 82 times out of 100 right than a robotics arm, which could be 98 out of 100 times right. It's just strange.
And so in both those cases, how do you suggest addressing those barriers?
So the key thing is, as far as those barriers are concerned, some of them are cultural in nature, right? I'd like to, like, a good example,
Yeah.
even my daughter, right? So when she picked a college, I said, why did you pick this as opposed to something else? Oh, because I spoke to him, right?
Nah.
Or I
Yeah.
spoke to her, right? So these are the two friends you spoke to. So I said, that's a data set of two, right?
Right.
There is so many people who have said something else which is better than this. Why would you pick? But it's the two people I trust more than the 10,000 people I don't trust, right? So what's the barrier and how to overcome this barrier? I think this is the one which is going to be tough to overcome.
Mm.
It'll take
Mm-hmm.
time because the first 21% will move because they are the fast movers. The last 15% will not move. The middle will have your sliding scale. It'll take
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's when it'll all really grow that much more.
exactly.
Yeah. And so when you've been scaling these solutions, what like resources have you leaned on, and or do you feel as though there's some support that's been missing in order to take your business to the next level of automations or revenue or whatever your next sort of goals are?
Great question. So I look at the entire thing as six pillars of our business, right? From a marketing standpoint, have we done the best job, right? Positioning wise, we were like running in circles, figuring out what exactly. It's normal, I guess, right? And then finally, we figured out on what is our messaging by the early part of this year. That's a good thing. And
Okay. Yeah. So that was, yeah, you're kind of talking about that past year of just really getting this out there. And so at the beginning of this year, you feel as though you dialed in your messaging around marketing and the offer.
correct. So
Okay.
what is the offer and everything? So from a marketing standpoint, took a long time. That's where we spent a lot of money and time and resources on positioning.
Yeah.
Second thing is, uh, more importantly, we spent a lot of money on the previous product called Mira Mira, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mira Mira is a product which was for education sector. We thought people in the US cared about studies and education. Guess what? Nobody cares. Everybody cares about a job, right? So that's why we had to get the second product in to actually cover for the first product. So the first product did not go as planned, right?
Yeah.
So then from a sales standpoint, we have done a good job. Initially, we thought like we'll hire a few salespeople at the top, right, and get enterprise sales and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, enterprise sales is not as simple as hiring the right people or anything, right? It looks like, given that it's AI and all of that stuff, it became a lot more unwieldy, right? To sell into it. But if you sell, you break a bank at the end of it, which is a good thing. So we have, after a year and a half of work, we have about 15 healthy deals, which are top of the funnel enterprise level. Could we use more help? Yes. Do I want to pay money for all of those? Actually, I want to white label everything. And if you want somebody else to go in and take the responsibility of and making 10 times over hand over fist and me getting enough money for me to be able to run it, I'm more than happy to, because one thing I realized, like, I'm not great at managing salespeople, right?
Mm.
I can do my own sales, but I'm trying to
The
figure
management
out,
is a whole nother
it's a
ball of
different
wax.
ball game altogether, right? So that's another one. The third piece is around the product. So product, I think we have dialed it down. We got the product down to where it needs to be,
You do.
where we need to. So I don't think the product is going to go through much iterations moving forward,
And
right?
going all the way back to the beginning, real quick, in regards to that, what is the patent specifically on?
The patent is on so I'll send you the information as well and the link so that people can look at it as well, right? So the patent is on automatic or the capabilities using AI to define a career and or education.
Oh, wow.
It's a process patent.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Sorry. So you were onto products and then of your 6 pillars.
Yeah, then operations wise,
Yeah,
absolutely, I might need some help on, right? But I'm not pushing that yet because right now it has not gotten to an unwieldy point where we need processes or otherwise we are screwed kind of a world, right? Good news is I've been a process consultant all my life,
oh,
right?
there you go. Yeah,
So I can
of
figure
course.
something out, but now that with AI, we can get very tactical in trying to address a process problem rather than trying to fix everything with the best possible process. We can figure out what data is telling us and just fix the places where we need to. For example, we found out where is it that we are losing as part of our customer success, right? Where is it that the conversions are losing in the trial to uh, buy, right? And where is it that we are losing between the buy to adoption? Where is it that we are losing between the LTV to continuous adoption of various things? So we are slowly getting the product fitted into each one of those categories as we
And
go.
how are you using AI to determine those things? Or is that all human where you're taking a look at that?
So it's a combination. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's all human. I wouldn't say it's all AI alone, right? So we have where we are losing people along the way in the journey from a marketing standpoint, right? Where exactly are we losing from ads to clicks to buys to downloads to use to all of those pieces we have data on. Once they come in and turn themselves as a user, we have information on who's logging in, how many times, etc., and how many nudges are required for us to
sure.
get them to go to the next stage, etc., right? And then how many are not coming back after they got what they really wanted. See, where we are seeing the losses, for example, this is a product issue or this is an operations issue, I don't know, right? We haven't still figured out. Uh, is after they achieve, let's say I want a job and I worked hard to figure out all my gaps are, and I got the next job. Now what? Now they are not interested in working with the product anymore until the next time they really want to change. So how can I figure out a way to keep them engaged is something that we're working on right now.
Right, right. So there's recurring support services and cash flow.
Great.
Right. Very interesting. Okay. So that was operations. And I think you mentioned, so that would have been 4, right? And you so
Yeah,
there's
that's
6 pillars.
4. Then we have the next pillars around FP&A, which is about financial planning and having the capabilities to get to where we need to get to, right? So from that standpoint, we are just using normal QuickBooks and or everything for us to be able to do what we're doing. We got the Stripe integration and everything done automatically.
Yeah, of
So
course.
at
Yeah.
least life is simpler. I don't see that pillar growing much at all, much. Uh, the last piece of it is, of course, the people and administration side of things, right? So we try to eat our own dog food a little bit.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
Fantastic. Oh, very good. And could you share perhaps something about an instance where you did some AI implementation that led to some unexpected challenges or maybe setbacks? And then what were some key lessons that you've learned from and also potentially employed some solutions around?
Great question, right? This happened about 6 months ago.
Okay.
One of the large enterprise prospects of ours loved the tool. 35,000 people company, and a large portion of them in Mexico and in Brazil. So their whole thing was they loved the whole aspect of it. They said some of our users are operationally in Mexico and in Brazil. Any chance you could just make the entire console as well in multilingual, right? We had otherwise the questions in multilingual,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But now they made an entire request for the console to be multilingual. So we put the entire console in multilingual as best as we could with a bunch of guys who had no idea how to do Portuguese, right? We had to hire a bunch of different people and we didn't even know whether it was right or wrong, right? So the thing that we figured out was we put everything in front of them, and the folks that we hired were from Spain. So the way that they use their Spanish is very different from how it is down south,
Right.
right? And so they say like, it is right, but it's not how we use it. Can you get it colloquially to where it? So it's like we had to go through a whole circle to make that all fit to where it is. But I know that it was super challenging over the last 3, 4 months for us to get a whole piece of the puzzle squared away. But we are better for it today. Now we have figured out like 10 different ways to do all of this. So we actually got it working in 11 other languages besides these two at the same time.
Right.
It was interesting, but we learned so much over 3 months, and we lost that customer.
The original one that
Yeah.
inquired?
We lost that customer, but we won another one instead,
Yeah.
right? But the point I'm trying to make is we are better for it today.
Yeah. Do you think that it led to your scaling better because of it?
Oh, yeah. See, now I've started my entire campaign in now Germany and Italy for coaches. I had no idea that there are people who are doing business and executive coaching and corporate coaching. The most number of people are in Germany, France, and Italy. I
Oh,
had no idea,
I had no idea either.
right? So
Right.
that market is huge for the simple reason they work with people. So I told them, guys, white label for everybody. You guys can white label it. Now it's yours. So you get to have your secret sauce and go take it to your customers. These guys are all super happy getting the value additions in. So
Mm-hmm.
day after tomorrow, we'll have a fully done German and Italian version on our platform.
That's great. Yeah, that's some key selling points right there as well.
Yeah.
You get to ask them where they are, where they're based out of, and we could absolutely work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And so, how have you been measuring success in your business? What metrics do you use to track things all the way throughout? And yeah, just to ensure that everything internally is aligning with where you want to go.
So internal metrics that we go after, try to go after, right? It is right now, we really wanted to go after the ARR metric, right? So
Yeah.
the annual recurring revenue metric. That's what we originally wanted to go after, right? But, and the total contract value metric, which actually helps us raise more capital, which is a good thing too, right? So it's the second piece of the metric. But
Okay. So you've
all
gone out and gotten some.
some, yeah, not all, but some. So now we are solely focused on cash flow metrics as opposed to just the TCV metrics, right? So the TCV metric is great, but we want to get to a cash flow metric because we believe the margin rates could be really better if we can give away a lot more and get a little bit more cash flow in advance is kind of what we're doing.
I see. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I guess to switch it up a little bit, maybe going like wider lens, if you will, what are some like emerging trends that you see AI going into that you think that they're going to have the most significant impact on, say, over the next like 3 to 5 years?
It's a very interesting question. So I have a feeling, this is just me, I have a
Yeah, we get to go into, the mind of Vishwa. Where's AI going to take us? What surfboard do we hop on?
So the key thing I feel is AI, all this agentic AI,
Yeah,
probably has a 3 to 4 year runway. Within this next 3 to 4 years, I believe there are 2 or 3 things that are going to happen. Number one is all the 60% gain in agent, 80% gain in speed and quality and efficiency, all of this will become the new normal.
sure. Yeah.
After that point in time, we are still looking at like a 2% year-over-year growth. And is it worth it at that point in time? Is kind of where that'll go to, right? So from that standpoint, it will taper off. The agentic piece of it, I believe, will taper off. That I may be totally wrong, because adoption rate even of an ERP has been a lot longer than originally what I thought. I thought like everybody will go into ERP by early 2000 and there will be nothing to be sold after that, right? Fairly true, but it's not entirely true, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, they started adapting to, oh, put it on the cloud. They just changed the technology. What they did still became the same, right? So they just changed it faster, quicker, better, kind of a thing. So I believe that will taper off. But I think where it's going to get interesting is the people side. I don't think we will ever have an SAP or an Oracle or a Microsoft kind of a company in our lifetime anymore. We will have every company live and die within like 9 years, 10 years kind of a thing, because they would have run out. And the number of companies doing the same thing will increase, which means there will be a lot of solopreneurs and a lot of entrepreneurs in this world, because everybody has got an awesome developer in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has got an awesome physician in their pocket, or
Right.
this one in the pocket.
Yeah, whoever they want.
Correct. Question is, how am I going to get the best out of everybody to make the best use of everybody? Right? If I don't have those skills, I'll be lost, because I have to constantly reinvent myself every year and a half or two, because the half-life period of a skill is diminishing.
Yeah, it's just so curious to think about what does that relationship between the AI doing the jobs, we'll just say, and humans, and what that collaboration looks like, especially in terms of what the human job roles will evolve into, right? And being at the forefront of the creative side of it, where humans can really excel at, and you've got, like you said, that 15% that are, sticking their feet down and resisting change, and maybe with blinders on, but those that are creative and embrace it, it's really going to be very interesting to see what their job roles look like in contrast to all of the stuff that the agents that are in their pockets are going to be doing.
Correct. And again, it's a guesswork at this point in time.
Yeah.
Where this is going to go. So.
And as we wind up, what advice would you give to other businesses out there that are at all hesitant about adopting AI and, specifically into their business on whatever level? What would you recommend to them?
So first thing I want to tell them is it's here. You like it or not, it's here. There's no two ways about it, right? So
Right.
you can't wish it away. And because it is here, you have two options on the table, right? To either embrace it or combat it, right? So my recommendation is embrace it long enough to understand more about where you need to go, because it's not because that's good for my business. It's because it's good for your business and your people. You can't put them with your thinking, the entire set of people who are there behind you. You can't put them in the wrong position, right? You can't say like, oh, it's not going to happen. It is here,
Right.
it's going to happen. You owe it to them as much as uh, they owed all their life to you. So it's just something from a human standpoint, adapting is super important. And I wish all of us had a little bit of humility in us to be able to adapt and not just think about what we need to do, but there is families behind us who we need to protect as well.
Indeed. Yes. Exciting stuff. Very good. Well, Vishwa, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you, so how could we collaborate? What I loved is thank you again for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you as well. Very insightful, incisive commentary as we went about. So, how can we collaborate? What do you think makes sense? I believe we are all in it together to make this work. So, anything that you think that I could be happy to work with and help as many people as possible, more than happy to collaborate with you. Mark.
Fantastic. And so I'm going to have my team do a little bit of editing here. So one quick last question. Again, how do people find you online? What's your website again? And we'll drop it in the show notes. And how can people reach you?
Excellent. My name is Vishwa Karthik. You can reach me at Karthik, Karthik, at catenate.io. The website is www.mayamaya.us. And if you want to see how this works for your organization for free for a week, to see how this all plays into your environment, to see the capabilities of your people, to understand their capabilities, just sign up at upskill.mayamaya.us slash not to join, sorry, upskill.mayamaya.us and sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll get it in the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So upskill.mayamaya.us and then go ahead and sign up. Oh, /sign up. Sorry.
There you go. Sign up.
Sign up. Yeah. /sign up. And you should be able to sign yourself an organization up. Invite as many people as you want. You'll be able to see everybody's pattern and give everybody a pathway to go where they need to go. And if you like the platform, after a week, we will send you. And if you're a small business, the plans start all the way from $100 a month to if you're about 500 people or so, it goes all the way up to like about $1,200 a month. So happy to help in whichever fashion.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, they'll edit that or this out. And so so for my clarity, what was that last piece that you put about those price points and how they correlate to like the 7,000 upfront?
So 7,000 is for white label.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
7,000 for this is if you want to just sign up for Mayamaya directly. You can do that today, Mark. Right? You can just go into upskill.mayamaya.us /
and that's MAYA?
MAYA 2 times.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So upskill.mayamaya.us / what did I say?
Sign up.
sign up, slash sign up, right? Slash
Yes,
sign up, and then you should be able to
I see.
enter your organization. As soon as you enter your organization, Mark, it'll find out automatically based on the website or the domain of your organization, and it'll automatically suggest these are your departments, and it'll effectively give you these are all the various kind of roles that you need, and it'll send you, hey, Mark, are you wanting to send this one out to all of your people? And you just click next, 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 send it out to all the folks,
Yep.
and you suddenly have everybody's profile in front of you, and you can decide which way you want to go and how do you want to create your digital twins.
I love it. And when you were mentioning oh, it's escaping me now. Oh, just total brain fart there. Anyway,
White label?
Yeah, it was part of that, but it was more kind of like the sectors where you spoke about some of like where you originally went with it, and then the coaching as well. And you said it can, of course, go very wide, but would there be any recommended like ideal industries that you might suggest to next go into?
Yeah. So certainly retail and BFSI are two major areas, because not because of any other reason, because in retail, they have the highest amount of churn
Yeah.
for an entry level job. So they literally fire 61% of their staff every year and hire 61% of their staff every year.
Yeah, it's
Right?
total churn.
So it's like they just do a full churn. Why they do that is because very seasonal business, and they hire a lot of students and other stuff, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then they end up firing some of the students who are not fit to be on the shop floor, da 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 da, right? So what we can do is use the same thing to tell who is in charge of the shop floor, who should be in the back office, and give them the capability to put them in the right place to succeed, so that they are not put themselves in a bad situation again, right? That saves 34% of their margins.
Right. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, and it really helps them develop their brand that much stronger because they're having that customer experience be much, have a lot more quality, because that person that's staying longer is not only more loyal, but they're more invested and just, kind of being a great, speaker about the product or products. Absolutely. Or whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, that is one area. Similarly, BFSI in the banking, finance, and securities and insurance sector, 78% of the first year hires are churned.
Are what?
78% of the people who they hire leave at the end of the first year.
Oh.
So the cost of training.
Wow.
So the cost of training a first year agent is about $3,800 per. So they literally chalk 78% of whatever the percentage of the number of people who they hire for their first year as their cost of doing business and add it to their losses and margins. So you can actually make a difference. But are they the people who make the revenue? The answer is a no, right? So that's why will they spend $5 a month on a $20 per year, $20 per hour resource? Companies are showing the propensity not to, right? But they are completely comfortable spending $5 an hour, $5 a month on a $120,000 employee or a $100,000 employee who is making them revenue. So it's just strange.
Yeah.
How we think. So it is just.
A lot of food for thought there. Fantastic. Well, yeah, as I think about this, I'll certainly take a look at those sites and see how we may be able to collaborate. I definitely see some potential to ways to do that as well. It begs the question, do you have an affiliate or
Yes,
referral program?
absolutely we do.
Yeah,
Yep. It's 20 to 25% depending on how much you sell. 20%
sure.
is where the start is. So anything you bring, you take 20%
Right.
as a revenue.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. And, I am a small business. For me, the goal is to take this into more where the clientele is not just SMEs anymore, but bigger. That's the end goal. And so I'm using this podcast method as a way to find the people that might be in those places, and just really want to be as efficient and embrace all of the AI out there as possible, so that I'm not in that middle sector, right? I'm like
So
you at the
Mark, do you
beginning
mind
of
if
it.
I ask you this question? So your role is going to be the crucial role in the future, I think, right? People who are all captive, good salespeople. I was talking to my son as well. You will have like 500 awesome relationships that you can sell any product into. You become an influencer, right? Because
Right.
at that point in time, that's kind of how things are going to be sold moving forward. So I would
And with AI influencers too.
exactly my point, right? And that was my whole point of this conversation, which is I am happy to collaborate in any kind of a fashion with which you bring in, I'm just getting referral revenue and I am solving only one piece of the whole puzzle, the people piece, right? So, and that is the crucial piece for any organization. It's made up of people, right? So, if we can work together, that's why I'm trying to build a middle out strategy of having awesome intermediate sellers who can get the job done. Yes, I'll get 20 cents on a dollar, but I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Because you're building up a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, and that's definitely a avenue that I want to take it as well. It goes all the way back to the digital twin and having the AI influencers, and I've got a little project kind of waiting to have just like that, digital twins out there of me across the board, right? In ads and of course in the SDRs, but yeah, if we could incorporate not only the human side as I'm meeting with people and essentially sharing your services, having that digital twin do the same as well.
Yeah. So this is your own personal profile. If you want to click on that, you can click on that. That's free, right? Web.myomire.us. So you can just use that, see your own profile.
Fun. All righty.
Cool.
Very good, sir.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Okay. I'll be in touch.
So thank you. Look forward to it. Bye.
Okay. Have a good day. Bye-bye.